Will Conor McGregor ever be champ again? Conor McGregor has certainly changed over the years. He went from being this brash Irish megastar carrying an entire nation on his back to a humble father of his kids just ready to compete. As we witness his personality change, we also witness his style change as well. The Conor McGregor who made his rise through the featherweight ranks and knocked out the 10-year undefeated Jose Aldo had a wide, bouncy, karate-style stance, utilized a lot of flashy techniques like flashy footwork, and a lot of kicks. Conor was aggressive with his striking, but could also fight moving backwards. His countering ability was some of the best I've ever seen. Conor then fought Nate Diaz and suffered his first ever loss in the UFC, and after that was the last time I really saw Conor use this style that made him so successful in the featherweight division. Conor then developed this boxing-heavy style where he'd sit down more on his punches with intelligent pressure, which would force you to make a mistake and then would counter you with seemingly perfect precision punches. This style worked perfectly on Eddie Alvarez, but I always thought, what if somebody had a leg-kicking heavy approach to combat that style that Conor had? Would Conor have a plan B? This style once worked again against Donald Cerrone, who had a weakness with excellent boxing with heavy pressure. But when Conor McGregor faced Dustin Poirier, a fight that everyone was so high on Conor McGregor's chances, that's when we found out that Conor McGregor did not have a plan B, and I was sincerely shocked on how poorly he dealt with the low calf kicks. Now in his return, already set against a man who handed him his first TKO defeat, I truly do feel as if though he is going to have an answer for the low calf kicks. But I am sure that there's going to be other hurdles that he will have to overcome against Dustin Poirier. But the question is, can he do it? Because this video is titled, Will He Ever Become Champion Again? And you best believe he is only one win away from a title shot. So let's break it down. Can he beat Dustin Poirier? I truly find it funny that a lot of people actually thought Conor was going to walk through Dustin. But they thought that the striking and the boxing would be too much and that Conor's takedown defense has improved so much that it would force him to stand up and trade with Conor. But everybody saw Dustin beat Conor with the low calf kicks being his primary tool to success. A lot of people were then like, okay, Conor is done. And in the rematch, he has no chance. But you guys were right when you said that Conor's grappling has gotten a lot better. A lot of people believe that his gas tank has also improved and won't be as much of a liability. And that he is an all-around better striker than Dustin. Well, after that, Conor didn't lose all that. Conor didn't just disappear, you know? All of his skills just didn't just go out the window. All the points we made are still there. It's just that Conor went in with a box-heavy approach, and Dustin had an answer for that. My question is, what is Dustin going to do differently in the third fight? In my opinion, he put all his cards out on the deck, and I don't think that Conor did. Well, if he goes the grappling route, that could be a pretty good game plan, only if Dustin Poirier was a high-level wrestler, which he is not. Is he going to stand and strike with Conor? Unless he can make those low calf kicks count again, it will just be a long night for him. Because I do believe the striking is competitive. I just feel that Conor is an all-around better striker than Dustin. And Dustin doesn't have the best defense, neither the best chin to hold up through a 5-round fight. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be an easy one for Conor. I'm just saying that just because he had a setback doesn't mean that he is out of the title question permanently. But if he does lose to Dustin Poirier, he pretty much is. It will be interesting to see what Dustin will do and try to do differently, but if he can't utilize anything else and his only option is to stand and strike with Conor, I believe that Conor will come out on top winning the trilogy. But this video is not about if he can beat Dustin Poirier. It's about if he can become champion again. So with that being said, we also have to think about Conor's mindset. Does he truly want to be a champion? Being a champion brings responsibility. We all know that Conor McGregor is loaded. Conor is now also a father, which I also think is half of his problem with commitment. and he just sold his whiskey company, which brings him a lot more money. But if Conor comes in with that hungry mindset to be the best in the world again, we only have to focus on his skills. So let's look at the two men who are competing for the lightweight crown next weekend. Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler. Both guys pose different threats to Conor. Michael Chandler is an explosive fighter with knockout power and high-level wrestling. And Charles Oliveira has now developed a crisp striking with decent wrestling, while extremely high level on the ground. If Michael Chandler wins the title, that will be a more favorable matchup because he has a similar style to a fighter that Conor has already faced, and that is Eddie Alvarez. If Conor backs up Michael Chandler, which if they were to fight, I believe that Conor will be the one who is the aggressor. I don't think that he'll have to worry about the calf kicks. I think he will have to worry about countering Michael Chandler's explosive style of striking. Conor is a counterpuncher by trade and has, in my opinion, the best boxing in the lightweight division. I believe if Chandler gets backed up with Conor's intelligent pressure and he explodes at Conor is looking to knock him out. I believe the longer striker in McGregor will counter Michael Chandler precisely. I believe that is very ill-advised to explode at Conor while you're getting backed up because it almost guarantees a knockdown or a heavy counter every single time. Though Chandler has better grappling, I believe that Conor's grappling has improved enough to stay safe in the wrestling exchanges. I believe Conor's striking his levels above Michael Chandler. So I favor Conor in that matchup, but it gets tricky when he faces Charles Oliveira, because Charles Oliveira does crumble under intelligent pressure, especially if they have power in their hands like Conor. But if the fight goes to the ground, I believe that it's over. After seeing what he did to Tony Ferguson, there is no doubt in my mind that he will submit Conor. I don't care how much Conor has improved in his grappling. Charles Oliveira is just on an entirely different level. But if Conor lands heavy on Oliveira, similar to Rose Namajunas, kind of goes in this self-destruct mode where he will look for opportunities but will often leave himself in bad positions. This one is an interesting one, and I believe that this fight may be the fight Conor McGregor will be in if he gets past Dustin Poirier. Charles has decent wrestling, but can he get down Conor? I just know if he does, the fight is pretty much over. However, if he can't submit Conor and the fight goes to the distance, they both have a history of slowing down in fights. This is a 50-50 fight for me, almost at least. But this is probably the path Conor has to take if he wants to become champion again. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Conor McGregor will become champion again? Or do you think it's done, it's over, and the notorious era is now past us? Let me know in the comments. Let's get a debate going. Just don't be a dick about it. Once again, it's been your boy Trippy, and I'm out, man.